Good morning, everybody. I hope the uh, I hope the audio is coming in nice and clear now. I have my good mic here. It should give it a nice little perfect audio feel for the morning. Today we're just gonna go quickly. Today I have to take the kids to Chick-fil-A before school. Let's spoil things. They get one day of Chick-fil-A breakfast before school, where they get the little chicken minis. So I'll get out there and I'll take them to get their chicken minis. We'll leave like 15 minutes earlier, and drop them off at school for their Friday. For their Thursday. But today, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the predictions of the season. I slept in. I slept in this morning. I slept into 4:30. I had to. It was like getting up at 3 o'clock and then doing kid events all day is kind of tough. But I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna keep doing it. What's up, Canadian Cowboy? Let me refresh my chat over here. Thank you. I gotta make sure all your chat comes in. Let's see, restream. What's up, Brent? Am I coming in nice and clear? What's good, Modizzle? It's the only time. See, Chris, to do this internet thing, you have to be consistent. And if you're gonna come online or whatever, you got to come online like every day at the certain time. You got to treat the algorithm with what you got to feed the algorithm what it needs every day for you to get wherever you need to go, do whatever you need to do. So the only time that I have, because right now I have two people here over the age of 75, my mom and dad, looking after them. I have my children who are 8 and 10, looking after them. I have 3 dogs now. One's a puppy. One's a 3-month-old puppy. Now she just turned 3 months old. 3 months old puppy, and I have them to watch out, especially the puppy. And during the day, I never get a break of time that I can do something. It's always something happens or whatever. And if I plan to do something always pushes it out the way. So right now, get up before I get them up and start the day is the only way I can do it. And then during the day, I'll try to get a nap. Like yesterday, I got like an hour nap. So it helped me a little bit, but still this morning, I stayed in at a 4:20. I stayed in the bed till like 4:20. Breakfast of Champions. Michael Barrett. Hey, what's up? Good morning, Michael Barris. He said, my opinion on Dallas, they didn't change a lot. The game was over at the half, and we literally cut it off. Still happy, though. Yeah. All in all, we didn't change that much. I still believe, Barish, that I need to see some kind of... I need somebody to do as well as Tony Pollard did on occasions at the running back position. You know what I'm saying? Tony Pollard, we wasn't clamoring for him to stay in Dallas, but we do need production better than Tony Pollard. We need somebody with pop like Tony Pollard. Because I saw some of his runs this week or whatever from last year, and his run from Tennessee. He got the ball and he just took off. And we hope Rico, but we've seen Rico run with Pollard. At times, Rico has looked better than Pollard, but it was in that role where Pollard looked better than Zeke. You know what I'm saying? When Zeke was a starter and Pollard came in fresh and had the fresh legs and all that kind of stuff, Rico was doing that same thing to Pollard. So if Rico can be that pop or whatever, so that's issue number one. Wide receiver, we're pretty much the same exact spot we were last year. And hopefully we can have somebody like Tolbert and Flournoy that can pop off the screen as well. But you're right. Everything else is exactly the same. The one upgrade is the one I, thanked baby Jesus for yesterday is Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer is the huge upgrade of the team and make the team a little bit better because we know how much we didn't voice our displeasure with the defense as much because the defense was so exciting. The defense was generating turnovers and things of that sort. So we were so appreciative to Dan Quinn for all of that stuff because the defense we had before couldn't sniff a turnover. So we didn't want to be too on Dan Quinn. But when we have Zimmer in, we got somebody that actually put that physicality back into our defense, into the interior with the nose tackles and with real actual linebackers. So I don't think we jeopardize any speed. Yeah, Bell is probably one of the fastest people on the team, and when we had him at linebacker, sure. But I don't think he's that much faster than Overshown. Maybe in real life terms. In Madden, they're probably like four points faster than Overshown. But in real life, I don't think he's that much faster than Overshown. And maybe Overshown is more, he has better awareness, you know what I'm saying, and play recognition and things of that sort where he can find a play and all that kind of stuff and get there quicker. So that's the differences from this team from last year. Other than that, yeah, we're the exact same team. We should do the exact same thing. Philadelphia, they gave us the division last year. That's why I kept telling people that they're saying Philadelphia, and saying that we are a failure of an organization basically. But they failed to forget that we won the division last year, and we had no business winning the division last year. Philadelphia should have won that division last year. Philadelphia fell completely apart at the end of the season and then failed in the playoffs. But everyone else's failure is not near the Cowboys' failure because they pump us up. So that's why I say avoid the pump up. Let me bring you down because this is intimate. This is very important. Let's go right here. There we go. Yeah, this is important. Oh, you're right there now. This is important. Do not get too juiced up over what they're saying on TV. We just went from being an underdog versus the Cleveland Browns to a Super Bowl contender in a matter of days. That's the media for you. Listen to that. We went from being an underdog versus the Cleveland Browns, not an underdog versus the 49ers, not an underdog versus the Chiefs, not an underdog versus the Ravens. We were underdog versus the Cleveland Browns one day. And then a couple days later, they're talking about, like yesterday, they was like, are the Cowboys a Super Bowl contender? Are the Cowboys a Super Bowl contender? They were already putting us as a Super Bowl contender. So if we don't get to the Super Bowl, then we're a failure. That's how it works in Cowboy land. So you have to understand our failures are greater than everybody else's failures. But when you look at how the Ravens fail, I can't wait for that Ravens game. That's kind of personal to me too. The Ravens failed last year, how Philadelphia failed at the end of the season last year and allowed us to win the division. You know, you gotta keep that you got to keep that on the top of your head. Mo Dizzle asks, how are you feeling about the Cowboys this year as well as the Dak Prescott? I feel like we can make the playoffs. I feel like we're gonna have a very fun, exciting season. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a nice building season. I feel like this is a building season. I don't think that they feel like they can win with that running back room, and I think they know they need to add more to that wide receiver room, but they don't want to add pricey pieces to that, if you know what I'm saying. So last year's running back, if you look at the class last year's, I think I wanted Isaac Guerendo. I don't remember later on, but there wasn't really a killer like they will be in this draft. In this draft, you might have Ollie Gordon, you might have Ashton Genty, you might have all kind of like running backs that you can just like lean on and just like add to whatever we're gonna do and make it explode or whatever. But the first thing we had to do is get Dak down and get CD down. And once we get those two pieces, solid for the next 4 years, we can start adding inexpensive, young, exciting pieces. Listen to what I just said. Inexpensive, young, exciting pieces. Not old retreads from other teams. Not old retreads from other teams. Because when you fill your offense with old retreads from other teams, your offense gets bogged down. Your offense gets slow, methodical, dragging. And you don't want that. You want at any play to go for a touchdown. Why run a play if the play can't score a touchdown? That's my mentality. Why would you run a play if the play doesn't have potential to score a touchdown? Doesn't make any sense to me. Yes. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. I'm behind. Chris Plummer says caring for your parents is awesome. Tough job. Yeah. Thank you. Shoot. But hey, Chris, there's pluses to that. I get breakfast every morning now. It's pretty cool. But thank you. Give 15 more than 10 carries. Yeah. But, 15 is not going to be one of your better running backs in the league anymore, Gary. No matter how many carries he gets. Coach Zimmer is going to keep them accountable. Mo Dizzle, did you hear Pac-Man Jones talk about that yesterday? He called Pac-Man Jones as one of the ones gassing us up, talking about we might make it to the Super Bowl. We might make it to the NFC Championship game. We might make it to the Super Bowl. That's what Pac-Man Jones was saying yesterday. But he said that those words, Mo Dizzle. He said that Coach Zimmer will keep them accountable. Dan Quinn's defense kept allowing game-winning drives. Exactly, because they were weak inside. Michael Barris, I'm very, very curious to watch Aaron Rodgers in week 2. Yeah, I mean, I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I don't like to see people suffer. But he's not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he was playing that well in Green Bay when he left Green Bay. That's why Green Bay didn't change much when he left. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he gets it together. They don't bother me at all over there in the AFC. I don't care about those people. Good morning, Sean. Early season question: new coach or extend Mike? Right now, extend Mike, Jeremiah. I was so proud of the coaching job that happened on Sunday. It's ridiculous. And like I said it 2 days ago. The best quarterback in the league, Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league, easily, hands down, not even close, has excellent offensive coaching and excellent GOAT work defensive coordinator. So right now, Mike McCarthy is looking very good on offense. The way he called that game, it was very smart. He did what we needed to do to win. We wasn't trying to flex. We wasn't trying to do anything crazy. We called that game to win that game easily, and it happened. And the defensive side of the ball, we have somebody. He's not Steve Spagnuolo, but he has a resume. I mean, he's done a lot. Mike Zimmer has. He's got a resume too. It's not Spagnuolo's, but he's got a resume too. So right now, we have what they have in almost a smaller version of what they have in Kansas City, which is good coaching on offense and good coaching on defense. So I'm leaving McCarthy alone right now. Until he didn't really bother me last year either, to be honest, because that's when he was on the chopping block for me. But when his Texas Coast offense did what his Texas Coast offense did with the roster we had, and I good job. They say that every year as the Cowboys. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's part of the machine. Predicting football in the spring or summer is the worst thing we do. Michael Barrich, it's like it's a whole different season. The off season, and whoever wins the opinions of whoever did the best in the off season wins the off season. How much that carries over to the season? Very rarely. Only when you get a player that changes everything in your organization, like supposedly Aaron Rodgers, who hadn't really yet. But Peyton Manning when he left. Those players that actually upgrade the teams tremendously that they go to. But usually, it's just a lot of fodder for us to talk about, and for news agencies to make money, sports news agencies to make money. It's a team game. It's all about the team, how they come together, how everybody does their job at the same time. It's not really about stars. Having a home run threat at all times changes everything. Exactly. You can imagine. Can you imagine defenses facing Kansas City this year? When you gotta take care of Kansas City. You gotta take care of all that Kansas City is with Mahomes and Kelsey and all that and Hollywood Brown and all that blah blah blah. And then at the same time, you got this 4.21 dude or 4 point whatever dude going that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to focus on that fast dude, and when you're focusing on that fast dude, all the rest of the guys over there are getting busy. We don't have nobody like that, and we refuse to get somebody like that. That's what we need to do at this point. We got the quarterback, we got the receiver, we got the ones, we got the tight end, we got those real important major pieces. Now, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, tight end 2, RB1, RB2. We can spend $15 on that whole crew right there, what I just said. I said wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, running back 1, 2, and 3. You don't have to spend that much money on all of that. You just have to make sure you get exciting, young, fast, smart players. Right? Y'all seen Buccaneers versus Washington? The Bucs ran it down their throats. I hope Dan Quinn stays in Washington a long time because he's good enough to win some games. Dan Quinn isn't trash, okay? He isn't trash, but he's flawed, and I think we will take advantage of those flaws. The media, Brent says the media is working their magic as usual. Build Dallas up and then tear Dak down when the team doesn't live up to their expectations. Exactly. Like last year. Last year was a massive failure for the Dallas Cowboys, and we backed into the playoffs basically. How can you back into the playoffs and then it's a massive disappointment? Massive. Oh, they crashed out worse than anybody. Yeah, that's the money making. And trust me, I know at the end of the season, my views, everything, that it goes up when we crash out. It just does. The payday is much better when we crash out. So like I said, if it's happening on a very small scale with me, it's happening on a very large scale with the media companies. Come on, Mike. Michael Barrage. Give Big Mike a chance. Yes, JB2. Zim or Vrabel. More Zim because he's more familiar with our organization. But Vrabel, if we were going to transition from Big Mike to Big Bill. What's up, C? McCarthy has a fullback. Moore had backup guards in the backfield. Who am I scared of? I am only scared of the 49ers. because we know for a fact what's going on out there is real. I mean, they can go without their stud and still come in and just roll you. Like you wouldn't know if you were just watching them, you wouldn't know that they were missing their top running back. So just them. Now I'm cautious of Detroit, but we beat Detroit. I'm cautious of Detroit. Philly doesn't scare me in the least bit at all. Green Bay doesn't scare me. They just had our number last year. So the only real fear I have is basically Kansas City and the Chiefs. Electric running back, speedy wide receiver. They don't have to be your most accomplished players or whatever. They just got to be able to get the ball and go. Because with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott and Ferguson, they're going to create space for other folks because they're going to be getting busy, regardless. The Dak CD connection is going to just be there. So when you need somebody on the other side of CD, you just need somebody that can catch the ball and can run with it. That's it. No, man, I be calling Law Nation on the phone, Modition. I get the raw unfiltered raw Law Nation. That's my boy. It's all the Falcons' fault. So Bijan and doing nothing with them. Hey, Falcon, I got to do that. I got to go over these games. That's why I'm here. And like I said, I got to go to Chick-fil-A in 20 minutes. I want us to keep that underdog exactly. Blue Fi, jeez, A5 man. I want us to keep an underdog mindset too. Bring Belichick as a head coach. Yeah, watch what you ask for though. Watch what you ask for. Everybody was begging for Bill Parcells, and then when they got Bill Parcells, they basically, it wasn't just Jerry Jones getting rid of Bill Parcells. Half of the Cowboy fan base could not stand Bill Parcells. And I wasn't one of them. I love Bill. I saw what Bill was doing. I understood what Bill was doing, but Bill, yeah, they didn't like Bill. They were so happy when they got, what's his name, man? Wade. Will Cook ever get out the practice squad? I don't know. That's kind of my thing, Michael. If Cook was signed by the Jaguars, it wouldn't have made not one news story. You know what I'm saying? If Cook got signed by the Jaguars practice squad, it wouldn't be anywhere. But Cook got signed by the Dallas Cowboys practice squad, and everybody's talking about what does he have left in the tank? Blah 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 blah. It's kind of like when Martavius Bryant was on our practice squad. Why did that ever? I'm a Clemson fan. Why does that ever make the news? Dude's old as I don't know what. But in Dallas, that's just the way it is. That's just the way the media. Brent says, I keep hearing the media praise. And don't get me wrong, unlike Josh Allen, I like Justin Herbert. But I can't get behind Justin Herbert because I hadn't seen anything from Justin Herbert. All I've seen from Justin Herbert is how well they talk about him on TV and how, he's good. That's the only thing you hear about. You don't see Justin Herbert in the playoffs. You don't see Justin Herbert doing anything special in the NFL. It is what it is. But they talk about him. Mo Dizzle, I don't think anybody's going to have a worse season than the Panthers. I think the Panthers they're in for, and it's not. It may not be bad. It may be the fact that they've got more new coaches than anybody else. They got more new players than anybody else. They're learning all that kind of stuff. So the first half of the season, they might lose every game because they're at a different space. They're just trying to come together as a team. Like the Saints are trying to make the playoffs. They're a playoff caliber team in the NFC. So they're at a different stage than what the Panthers are. The Panthers ain't even thinking about no playoffs right now. They're just thinking about trying to be a good team right now. I do think 21 will get better, man. I do. Exactly, B-Mac. Lamb equals Irvin then. We need a Harper now. Oh, Chief swooped in on our Harper. There's a lot. Hey, man. Look, somebody like that. Have you look? I play with Oregon in NCAA. That's my NCAA team. So I know Tez Johnson on the game, and then when I saw Tez Johnson in live action, oh, that would look so good on the other side of CD. That the shiftiness, oh. So that's what I'm looking for. It does not have to be a big contract player. No, I don't want that anymore. We have the big contract players. We have the players that we can depend on. We got the players that we can lean on in big games. Now we need the guy that we can give the ball to if they're covered. And that guy can go. If they're doubled, we can give it to that guy in single coverage and he can go. Makes sense to me. All right, let me go over the games really fast. The one tonight first is Bills versus Dolphins. I'm a Bills hater simply because of how they talk about Josh Allen. I can't stand it. Dude got half his touchdowns from the 1 yard line last year and run the other half in from the 5 and then threw for 10. Ain't gonna say he's the greatest quarterback out there or whatever. So it's just like, no. Let him go in the pocket and do some stuff back there first. Don't crown him. How many running back quarterbacks have there been in the NFL and nobody gave them any kind of flowers for being a running quarterback? Now all of a sudden Josh Allen is a running quarterback. Oh, they didn't do that for Cam. They talked junk about Cam his entire career. He did get MVP though. All right, but I'm taking in this game, I'm taking my Tuas. I'm taking my fish. I love them Dolphins. They're exciting. That's what I want us to be. The coach, that's my boy. I like that his creativity that he does out in Miami. That's what I want us to be. The way Miami has weapons everywhere where they can get the ball and take it to the house. I want that. Mike McCarthy. If you're hearing me, if you're just chilling, in your office or whatever, get players like A-Chain and Waddle. Get players like that. Get take a little pass and just be gone. All right. So I'm taking my Dolphins, and I might come online. I know I got basketball with my daughter tonight, so and that's late. So I might be home by the fourth quarter. So if I'm home by the fourth quarter, I'll turn on and I'll watch the fourth quarter if it's interesting at that point. But I'm taking the Dolphins over the Bills. Go Fish. Next game, we have the 49ers and Vikings. Who players props would you go with? Oh, man, B. Mackerel. Tyreek is gonna get busy, just because he's hype right now. I love the rookie Xavier Legette for Carolina. All that stuff, Brent. We can get all players like Legette. There were so many little wide receiver, running back. I can see this. I can see passing on this group of running backs. I can see it. I think Corum was one of the best running backs of this group or whatever. However, wide receiver, there was some dudes in this draft. But I'm okay with getting your line is straight. I think we're gonna have to do something at right tackle and the other guard because Zach ain't gonna be with us forever. But we got to take care of that stuff. But yeah, man, some guys like Isaiah. And the best thing about Xavier Legette, Brent, is when he was drafted. You know, I'm from South Carolina too. And he has the deepest country South Carolina accent. And I had heard him at the press conference, and he sounded completely normal to me. And then the whole world was like, whoa, what did he say? I don't know what he said. In my ears, I heard exactly what he said. He said he's going to get up in the morning. He's going to get ready to play. He's ready to go. But he has a thick Southern accent. Thick. And I love it. All right. Then we got the 49ers and Vikings. I'm interested to see that game because the Vikings looked a little better than I thought they were. They did. So hopefully the Vikings can give us a good day, but my mind says the 49ers will stomp them. Next we have the Seahawks and Patriots. Man, this is a game to watch at 10 o'clock for real because the Patriots are an interesting team. They're playing some very good defense over it. So this is going to be a defensive battle between these two teams. And the Patriots are playing very good defense. So this is a game. It's going to be ugly. The quarterbacks ain't going to do anything special. But it's going to be a knockdown drag out. And I think I'm going to take the Patriots on this one. I told my boy who's a Dolphins fan to watch out for the Patriots more than you watch out for the Jets. I think the Vikings did beat them last year, Eddie Red. Somebody look that up, if you don't mind. Oh man, I'm with you, B Mackerel. I'm what do you call it? A plum. I love some Kelsey Plum. I love Asia. Being from South Carolina, I love Asia. So I'm an Aces guy. So I'm all for the Aces. The only thing that might mess my Aces up is wherever Juju go, because I'm a big Juju fan. Juju is a baller. The Giants and the Commanders. The first somebody's got to win game. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't think. I think I would much rather watch 49ers and Vikings and the Seahawks and Patriots back and forth on my 4 channel. But the Commanders should win that game, right? Who? I don't care. Both of those teams aren't good. Then speaking of aren't good, you have the Chargers and the Panthers. And Justin Herbert should do great in this game. I mean, like, Carr was just ripping them apart because all Carr had to do was just make a throw to his receiver and it was complete. So Herbert should have a great day versus Carolina. Like I said, Carolina, they'll get there. They're not there yet. Colts versus Packers. I'm going with Colts because Packers don't have the quarterback right now. And Anthony Richardson, he didn't look bad last week at all. That throw he made was just ridiculous. So I'm definitely going to be watching the Colts for that. Browns and Jaguars. Browns. The Browns played us tough. I'm not like, the Browns are horrible. The Browns played good defense, and for Trevor Lawrence in that offense to do as well as we did on that defense is going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and I think Chubb is back. I think Chubb is back. So they're going to be a different offense with Chubb. We avoided a lot playing them without Chubb. Now we got the Jets and the Titans. I don't know. If the Titans beat the Jets, it's panic button pressing time. If Will Levis beats the Jets, it's a problem. Chris Gunn said, I hope you're good and your family as far as the Dallas Cowboys one game at a time. I hope we beat the Saints. And it's going to be a defensive struggle. Yes, the Saints game is going to be a defensive struggle. That's why I think we're going to win it. The defenses might have a standoff. I think our defense is better than theirs. But the defenses might have a standoff, but our offense is definitely better than their offense. Our offense is definitely better than that offense. So I think that's the separation in the game. Giants and Commanders. Who wants to watch? Why are you even playing that game? Can we just sim it? Can we just sim the Giants and Commanders, please? All right, Jets, Titans. I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm going to go with the Jets just because. I'm gonna go to Jets just because. Next, we have Buccaneers and Lions. That is going to be a good one to watch at 10 o'clock. Especially for us because the Buccaneers and the Lions both are going to be some teams that we are potentially going to be playing in the playoffs. I'm almost certain that both of those teams will be in the playoffs. I think the Buccaneers are a little bit better. I believe in Baker a little bit more than I believe in Carr. So I think that they will win that division and be in the playoffs. So watching them versus Detroit and see if Detroit can beat them. If Detroit can beat them after they won their first game of the season, Detroit would be a little bit scary. I'll give you that. The person who asked who I was scared of, I give you a little bit of that. I'll be a little bit scared if they come because they're a little bit more mature and they're hungry. They're a hungry little team. So in that game, I'm going with the Lions right now, but Tampa Bay's good. On the AFC, we got Raiders and Ravens. We probably need to keep an eye on that game because we got the Ravens coming up. But the Ravens should win that game easily. If they don't, they're in trouble. Because they got the Cowboys coming in. Rams and Cardinals. What happened to Marvin Harrison Jr.? I didn't watch, but I didn't see but a little bit of the game. But what I saw, Marvin Harrison just dropped the curl. It hit him in the hands, and then Kyler Murray wouldn't throw it to him. He was wide open a couple of times, and Kyler Murray wouldn't throw. There's something's not good with the Kyler Murray Marvin Harrison Jr. connection. It needs work, lots of work. Deshaun Watson does have a lot of controversy about it. Yeah, we have to play the Bucs and Lions, which would be good litmus test for us. Will they finally let Henry be Henry? It just seems like maybe they're doing that on purpose, B Macro, to get teams focused on, because right now I think teams would be focused on Henry. I think, if Henry's coming downhill, I think you want to stop Henry from coming downhill because once he gets rolling, it's really hard to get him down. So I think the defenses are focusing more on Henry there at the beginning, and then Lamar, they take their chances with Lamar, but in a minute they're going to say, man, we can't take our chances with Lamar. That's stupid. Why are we taking our chances with Lamar? And then it goes back. That's the nature of that option and what they're doing and the play action and all that kind of stuff, what they're doing in the Ravens. If you key on one guy, the other guy will beat you. Chris Gunn said, Shango, you notice that we have a veteran team, more older guys, leaderships like D-Lock. That's why we can use young guys, man. This is the perfect situation. We have mentors all over the place. We can really use an influx of youth to be on our team for the next 3 years with Dak and CD. And we have veterans that teach them how to do. The things I'm hearing from Tyler Guyton go against everything I thought of how good of a kid he is, how he wants to wants to impress everybody, whatever. Find kids like that, because kids like that are just soak up mentoring. You know what I'm saying? They can't wait to get information from people. There's different types of athletes now. You get athletes to come in and say, "Man, you old. Get out of my face, man. I'm the man now." Blah 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 blah. You have people like that, but you also have people that come in with a respectful attitude and ready to learn everything they can from that older person. Find that guy. Find him. Man, Shannon Sharp did get really fired, did he? There's rumors about I think I saw a fake Wojo tweet about him getting fired. I hope he didn't get fired. Yeah, Henry's got to learn that system. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what happened with Marvin Harrison Jr. Is that next? How you know that? Hold on, I got one more. I got Chiefs and Bengals. Chiefs. Look, man, I'm the one that's been talking about Joe Burrow is not what y'all think Joe Burrow is. Joe Burrow can just sit back and close your eyes and remember the LSU team. I remember it well. They kicked my Clemson's behind. but he had some of the best receivers that college football has ever seen. He didn't just have two good receivers. He had two of the best wide receivers that college football has ever seen. And literally, when they played us, when they beat us, Burrow was just laying the ball up. And I was saying it at that time. He was just perfectly laying the ball up for those guys to go get. And when you threw it at those guys, sorry, you ain't going to take it away from Justin Jefferson. You ain't going to take it away from him. You ain't going to take it away from him. So he had some of the best receivers, a quarterback could even imagine. Same thing happened to Fields, too. That's why Fields isn't as prolific here. Because Fields in college, I know Fields because Fields whooped my Clemson Tigers, too. And he was perfect. Perfect. Because he had receivers that were running routes like nobody's business. The Ohio State wide receivers have been almost as good as the LSU wide receivers in this little window. So you gotta take that perspective. Even Alabama, they had just like extreme targets there. And look at Alabama's quarterback in the Panthers. He looks like he can't even make a read now. He looked really. That's the one thing I can't give you positivity on with the Panthers. I said they are young. They are a young coaching staff, new coaching staff, all that kind of stuff, new players. But I did not see anything out of Bryce yet in this is season 2. So you got to watch that, man. You got to watch that. All right. Sorry, I'm a Burrow bash because he's another one just like Justin Herbert. The media just absolutely loves him. Loves him. All right, 3 more to go. Steelers and Broncos. We already said the Steelers are going to win that. I hope Bo Nix does better. I'm a big Bo Nix fan because my dog's name is Nix. That's it. Then we have the Bears and Texans. They had on there this morning, do you think Caleb will beat Caleb? I'm like, are y'all just making – did y'all see Caleb? Let Caleb Williams have a good game in the NFL first before you talk about him outplaying the Rookie of the Year last year. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes will Caleb outplay? Let Caleb have a good game first. Jeez. Yeah, that goes for a lot of college quarterbacks. Exactly. You have to really do your research, Martin Perez, because you don't know. And I think you're right. Michael Barrett says Shannon Sharp doesn't need ESPN. I agree, Michael Barrett. I think he is. I think it's his narcissism that has him at ESPN because you can become a bigger star at ESPN. You can become a star like Stephen A. Smith. And I think Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp are enormous narcissists. When they talk about how much money they make, how much they do, and all that. It's all about them. So that's the reason Shannon Sharp is at ESPN. But his podcast and all that kind of stuff, he could crush with that world, but he won't get the popularity that ESPN can give you. Some people like to be popular, man. Hey. Shango, who is my college football team? It's Clemson. But the Clemson season is not. I thought the Cowboys season was going to go by the Clemson, like the Clemson season. But the Clemson season is not going. I am not all hype over beating Appalachian State. I can't do it, Cade Klubnik. I mean, you did what you're supposed to do right there. Okay, you're Clemson. You've been playing for national championships recently. You're supposed to have at least a good showing against a top tier team, not just get. Well, I guess. Hey, who knows? Michigan just got destroyed by Texas too, and they're the national champions. I don't know. College football is crazy and fun, but right now, since the game, I'll finish your question. Since the game, I refused to play with Clemson. I hadn't played one game with Clemson with NCAA. That's how upset I am with them or whatever. But I did join my franchise, my college football franchise with Oregon. So Oregon has been my team. I've played a gazillion games with Oregon. So now when I watch the real Oregon Ducks, I know every player. I know what they do. And I've become a big fan of Oregon. I was over there. I was in that chair right back there, just sweating when Ginty was killing us. I was doing two things going on in my mind. I was like, beat Ginty, and number two, Cowboys, get Ginty. Cowboys, get Ginty. Cowboys, get Ginty. Cowboys, you love Boise. Cowboys love Boise. Get Ginty. I want that guy. Did y'all see him? Tell me somebody saw him run. He's ridiculous. He's a little powerhouse. And he got one row, number 90. I can't think of his name right now. He's from South Carolina. He's one of the defensive tackles. He's a 300-plus pound defensive lineman. And little Ginty pushed him to the ground and ran like 30, 40 yards. That's smart, Michael Barrett. Maybe Georgia is just like that. Like Texas, Barrett. Maybe Texas is just like that. Maybe they are. We'll probably go about 8-4 or 9-3. Yeah, but Miami, can't, man. You got a quarterback in Miami. Somebody I wish we had. But nobody saw Ginty. Not Mr. 9 touchdowns in 2 weeks, Ginty. He had like almost 300 some yards the first week and had 200 on Oregon. And the last game is Falcons and Eagles. Who do I want to win that? Man, I'm my son's on a soccer team with another guy whose dad's a Falcons fan, and I am like in his grill all week. Get your stuff together, man. Y'all get your stuff together. You can beat the Eagles. Get your stuff together. Get your stuff together. Don't come out like you did against the Steelers. But still, again, people don't understand the Steelers are a good team as well. They're a well-coached team. So the Falcons still might be good. Pittsburgh might just been better defensively that day. And at the beginning of the year, the defenses are always ahead of the offense. I know you heard that before. Everybody's heard that before. The defenses are ahead of offense. Yeah. All right, it is time for me to go get my children, get my doggies, take them to school, come back here. I'll upload this thing to YouTube so everybody that don't get up in the morning can still see what we talked about. Yes, the Boise State running back, the one I'm talking about, Mo Dizzle. Yes, everybody go look at his highlights now. If you haven't seen Ginty, Jeanty, Gene T, search him up, look him in the now, because I want him in Dallas. All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful, beautiful